A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. And now, once again, I'm doing myself a multi-part episode in an effort to at least try to get to my first goal, which was to have all episodes of this season uploaded by April 28th. And now it's April 23rd, so I have only about 5 days to work with. And so, what I want to end up doing right now to talk for this episode is that I would want to talk about how some vintage Nerf blasters would end up shooting in value. There would become outrageous prices out there just to sell these blasters. There would be outrageous prices that any blaster would command others to pay for. And in my case, really, there have been plenty of times where I ended up purchasing vintage Nerf blasters, but many of these times they were not in these cases where places like eBay or Amazon, where I would end up paying a lot just to have myself an older blaster of any type. Well, in my case, to be exact, I've gone to places like rummage sales and otherwise barters, any places that I would have gone to just to buy myself older blasters from 20 years ago or more. It all depends really on how much the seller is willing to try to sell a blaster for. Even though that they actually might have more value than usual, it would just seem fair to the customers coming over to the rummage sale to try their best to try and pay for some for less. I've had plenty of vintage blasters that I ended up paying for. I've paid for certain vintage blasters, including 2 Tech Shots, and plenty of other blasters out there that were from 2003 or before that time. But up until today, because I've kind of just let myself go from buying more Nerf blasters in an effort to instead expand upon my Hot Wheels collection, it's just more than necessary, really. Because now Hot Wheels has been a big craze for me in my lifetime. Ever since March of 2018, when I started getting back to buying Hot Wheels cars, just to try to spend money on something cheaper to collect on. It almost seems like it was just a bit more than I thought it would be. Especially when it came to terms with how much I was spending on places like Amazon or eBay on my Hot Wheels collection. And it's gotten pretty big, actually. There are plenty of points in time where you would end up seeing parts like Hot Wheels cars and bags, or of course the ginormous bin of Hot Wheels accessories and track pieces and otherwise. But again, it just all depends on how much I'm going to be willing to spend on for collecting. But with outrageous prices going around on places like Amazon or eBay just to sell older blasters from the N-Strike lineup or even before that time, I almost feel like it's quite a time that we're having around here just to have a vintage blaster, or anything vintage for that matter, to sell on any online service, including eBay, for the best kind of price you could possibly sell your vintage items for. And I tell you, eBay does really command a lot of outrageous prices out there, to the point in which that it's just outstanding for us to know that there has been such a thing as expensive vintage items out there that we've gotten to know about. Nerf blasters, of course, especially the N-Strike lineup and the Elite lineup, the original N-Strike Elite lineup that is, they are in fact shooting up to pretty unbelievable prices by now. The N-Strike Vulcan EBF-25 has been sold as a collectible for $300 to $400 minimum, just brand new in a box. And there have been plenty of Hot Wheels cars that I had bought that were new in boxes, and they were way less expensive than that alone. It didn't really matter how old the Hot Wheels cars that I bought were. It didn't really matter how new condition they were in their boxes. They just were selling at generic prices of usually between 90 cents to $7. That's the average that I would pay for a single Hot Wheels car alone. The original price plus shipping costs if they become available. Sometimes I pay for free shipping, and there are also times where the eligibility for Prime shipping above $25 especially, where I would have free shipping on orders $25 at least. It's just become quite a time for me. My Nerf blaster collection had gotten so big, in fact, that I don't know, I'd spent too much money on all of that alone. But now, because my blaster collection is practically minuscule down to 6 blasters, probably will be going back up, but it all depends on what I can afford for right now. But I'm practically more focused on my Hot Wheels collection a bit more. But I still feel like that it's pretty outrageous to think that we have ourselves expensive prices coming in on blasters from older times, like the N-Strike lineup or the N-Strike Elite lineup, or even the first edition run of the Zombie Strike lineup, or even after that. But just within the last 5 years or so, many of these older blasters around that we've had, they have just been selling on eBay and Amazon for just unbelievable prices compared to how they originally sold. But now, I feel like that just might clear it up for today, and so please stay tuned, because I am in fact doing another 3 more episodes for today. And if you want to see more go down to my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.